There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. I am Dr. Don D. Nettles. I am flying solo tonight because Marcy is in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., as part of a prayer team for our church, praying over our nation. And Lord knows we need it right now. Pray for Israel, too. Pray for just peace in our world. I definitely don't want to draw battle lines here, but we need to pray peace, because I think no matter what side of the equation you are on any topic, I would say peace is always our best option over war. So let's just pray for that, pray for protection over them. But I'm going to be flying solo tonight, like I said, so we are recording now. I am excited about that. Let's see, we got something in the chat. Hopefully everybody can hear me. All right. Thank you, Teresa. I appreciate you. So tonight we're not going to go over announcements. You guys have an email that comes out every Monday from corporate. So please check your emails on announcements. I want to get into this conversation tonight about why network marketing, why LifeVantage, and why now, because this is a conversation I've been having a lot more with people, because I've been having lots more conversations with people than before, or than in recent months and years, because I think the need is greater. And when we talk about entrepreneurship, when we talk about being self-employed, when we talk about owning our own business, when we talk about being an employee, there are all kinds of different opportunities that come up for conversation based on somebody's perspective as they're looking from their vantage point about network marketing. And let's just be honest, network marketing doesn't have the best past. There is somewhat of a checkered past, because it hasn't always been the amazing business model that it is now. It hasn't always been regulated significantly the way it is now, both governmentally and internally within our own profession. And it hasn't had as much far-reaching appeal and results as it has now. But with anything that sounds too good to be true from someone's vantage point or their perspective, they're going to have questions. And that is definitely the case with network marketing. So why network marketing? Well, I wanted to ask that question because without network marketing, we wouldn't have the question, why LifeVantage? Because why LifeVantage is a network marketing company. But I want to kind of paint a picture so that you understand the answers to all of these questions as it relates to you. Why LifeVantage as a company specifically? Why network marketing as an industry from a more broad perspective? And why now as a time frame? Because it all comes down to the benefit of people. Because no matter what the company is in our space of network marketing, unless there are products or services being sold to someone who sees value in them, in other words, unless people are benefiting, we have no business. Unless people are benefiting, we have no industry. And unless people are benefiting, we have no ability to contribute to the greater good. And we have all of those. Once we understand the merits of network marketing, and then specifically about what we do here at LifeVantage, then you can choose whether or not it is the right time for you based on what the needs of the people in the world are. And then you can be more secure in your decision on whether or not you kind of dabble, put your feet in it and do it more as a hobby, or whether you look at it as more of a part-time business or an additional income stream, or maybe even a career change in a full-time capacity. I just want to make sure that no matter what, if any, or all of those appeal to you, that whatever decision you make, it is an educated decision and never an impulsive decision. So let's get into the topic tonight. And let's just, first of all, why does this even matter? So I'm going to kind of move this over here. Why does it even matter? Why does this discussion even matter? Where we're talking about why network marketing, why LifeVantage, and why now? Well, the reality is there's three very big problems in our world as we speak. One, there are health challenges everywhere. More and more people are coming down with illnesses and terminal diseases younger and younger. And that's never happened in the history of our world. We've never been in a place where, despite medical breakthroughs, scientific breakthroughs, pharmaceutical breakthroughs, surgical breakthroughs, we've never in human history ever been where we would say that every year more and more people are getting sicker and sicker, younger and younger, but that is literally the case. There are more people committing or going through bankruptcy and foreclosures than ever before. There are people that there's never been more job insecurity than ever before. Gone are the days where you get one job and you work that one job for the 40 to 50 plan. You work 40 to 50 hours a week for 40 to 50 years of your life to retire on about 40 to 50% of what you were making in the first place. That doesn't happen anymore. More and more people are having to work extra jobs, side jobs, whether it's delivering pizzas through Uber, doing Uber as a ride share, renting out a room, Airbnb. There's so many ways that we can be creative, entrepreneurial, but not because we're wanting to, because we're having to. And that's where the labor statistics are skewed, because they say that the labor or the unemployment rates are down. Well, they're really not. They're more and more people have less full-time jobs, because more and more of the case, people have 2 or 3 or 4 part-time jobs to make up what they can't making in one full-time job. So they opt out of a full-time job, go to 3 part-time jobs, and now because there's all these jobs, it looks like there's a lot of employment, but they're not. Most of them are part-time jobs. So the reality is we have a massive health problem. We have a massive financial challenges in the workforce, and we have a mindset shift issue. We tend to be more pessimistic than optimistic. And the interesting thing about that scientifically, the more optimistic you are, the longer you live. The more pessimistic you are, the shorter your lifespan. It literally comes down to that one key variable, mindset. Optimism equals longevity. Pessimism equals premature death, unfortunately, but that's really how the situation is. So let's get into some specifics on here. So health challenges, as I said, so we've got health challenges. More and more people are getting sicker and sicker, younger and younger. It's irrefutable. Here's a couple examples. This is not health statistics necessarily. This is just the reality as you combine health care and the employment rate, or in the employment arena. As of March 2024, so this statistic is from last month, there are 167.9, let's round up to 168 million people in the US workforce, which is, in 50.4 million of them, or in other words, 30%, have zero healthcare coverage because it's too expensive for the company that they work with and it's simply not offered, or they're working part-time, multiple part-time jobs. As a result, they have no healthcare. So when people don't have healthcare coverage, it's pretty important that they maintain good health. Great opportunity for us here at LifeVantage with our products. Here's another statistic. 9 out of 10 small businesses, and a small business is defined as a business that has less than 30 employees. 9 out of 10 small businesses in the US are unable to provide healthcare coverage for their employees due to cost. 9 out of 10. And that makes up 50% of the entire American workforce that have zero healthcare benefits because it's too cost prohibitive. So guess what? They want to be, or whether they know it outright, they would much rather be healthier than not. And that's a great opportunity for us. More than 70% of all bankruptcies are due to medical costs, and 80% of those bankruptcies are coming from people that already have healthcare coverage. So we have major problems in our world as it relates to health, but these are massive opportunities for us because our products are anti-aging products, they're life extension products, they're activating products, all of which, if people knew what we knew, they would do what we do. They just don't know, and that's where we come in. So we have a massive opportunity. Well, how about this very real financial challenges out there? I told you more and more people are having more and more jobs because they're making less and less in their primary job. And there's more and more employers that are unwilling to hire full-time employees. So they're saving their money on health benefits that they don't have to pay at the expense of the workers. So, and we've got mindset challenges. Mindset challenges, again, negativity, pessimism versus positivity and optimism. So they're very real. I found this fascinating. I was reading an article from this doctor. He's a PhD, Frederick Luskin at Stanford University. Stanford University is one of the most prestigious medical universities in the world. And Dr. Ruskin did this study on people. And he's a forgiveness specialist. He's kind of the world's authority on the power of forgiveness. And what he discovered in his study is that the average person has over 60,000 thoughts per day. And of those 60,000 thoughts, 90% of them are repetitive. In other words, the same thoughts you had yesterday and the day before and the day before. So if every day you've got 90% of the thoughts you had previously and only 10% of our new thoughts, we're kind of living in the past. And that's not a really, that's like driving only using your rearview mirror. It's not a good place to be, and it's on a collision course for problems. Well, beyond this study, there was another study. It was actually conducted at Ohio State University and reported on by the U.S. National Science Foundation. They published an article on the summary of this study, and it says that the research on human thoughts per day, again, as I shared, this was coming from Dr. Ruskin's research, 60,000 thoughts per day. Of those thoughts, 80% of them are negative. And 95% were exactly the same repetitive thoughts of the day before. So whether it's the Ohio State study that says 95% of our thoughts are exactly the day before, like the day before, or Dr. Ruskin's from Stanford who said 90 to 95% of the thoughts we have every day are like the thoughts we had yesterday. But the key thing that glares at me here, 80% of them are negative. So we are literally pessimistic people by nature, by design, and maybe we just don't have anything positive to think about. And that's what I really want to share with the opportunity that we have here utilizing these statistics. So we're dealing with a sick world that doesn't want to be that way, but they don't have any other alternative yet unless they hear from us. And most people are negative. So they're looking for ways, they're looking for answers, I guess, is really kind of how to sum this up. So now it gets into why, as entrepreneurs, would network marketing be a way for us to remedy those realities, remedy the pessimism, remedy the people that are getting sicker and sicker, younger and younger, and thinking negatively, and don't have the jobs that they're creating, the way they're providing for their household is not also giving them healthcare benefits. So they're looking for better health because they're not currently getting it. Costs of things are getting more and more expensive, and they have less and less while they're having to work more and more jobs. So this is really a great situation. So I kind of wanted to summarize as a profession, which network marketing is. And I think it's the most noble profession there is. Is it perfect? No, there is no perfect profession, but it's better than everything else. And here's some of the reasons why. Because for a very low barrier of entry, less than $1,000, our biggest pack is $999, you can become a business owner. Most people dream on some level of being a business owner. Most employees dream someday to be the boss's boss, the person who owns the company. Here's a way that you can do it for less than $1,000. Network marketing is very low barrier of entry. But the other side of it's a scalable business model. It has unlimited income potential. Every job that you have other than CEO in today's modern world, you just look at the job title and there's going to be about a cap of whatever in that industry, whatever that job title does, except again, CEO. CEOs can write their own checks. But we are literally the CEO of our own business in network marketing. We can write our own checks based on our willingness to go to work. It is scalable and it's unlimited. Willable asset, whatever we build here, we can will to our family and our children and our children's children and our children's children's children. 3 generations, it's willable. No experience necessary. When this is a key thing. No matter the level of success, there is 0 experience necessary. We will train you. We have a very significant and very broad, deep training of the ITT, on-the-job training, and you literally earn while you learn. If you think of this in like a college degree perspective or a college degree comparison, when are you able, in pursuit of a college degree, when are you able to put that degree to use and therefore earn money off of that title? It's at least 2 years for an associate's degree, 4 years for a bachelor's degree, 6+ years for a master's, and 8+ for a PhD. So it's going to be anywhere from 2 to 8 years of acquiring knowledge and skill before you can ever put 1 day into the workforce. Imagine if you just gave yourself 2 to 8 years to build this business, following a team of support, following a very specialized system, the ITT system. You could literally make PhD CEO type money at the end of 8 years if you focused on this personal and professional development. This is where 90% of people who leave network marketing, they get inspired, they get excited, they join, and they leave, they quit. It's because they fail to become better at being a person, a human being, a business professional. They don't put in the time to become better as a person and as a professional. It's kind of like qualifying or getting a full ride scholarship, going to your first semester, your freshman year, and dropping out and wondering why you can't go to work because you did not acquire the skills, the time invested. The same thing exists here. And this is an earn while you learn. You don't have to wait till you get your degree. You can start making money day one if you start following the leaders that are doing what you are doing or what you want to do and have what you have. So no experience necessary, on-the-job training, the most level playing field of any high-end business I've ever seen. There is no exclusions of age, sex, education, experience. You just must be alive. You must be an adult and you must be alive and able to sign your name either online, provide a credit card. Those are really the only barriers of entry. And it's a level playing field. Anybody can join this. All levels of humanity are network marketers. It's team support. There's no trial and error. You don't have to figure it out for yourself. There's no flying solo unless you choose to. There's a very easy system to follow. There's regular business trainings. In fact, when you come in at our highest business pack, you get them gifted to you, both the virtual and the annual convention and our momentum academies. There's leadership development, unlimited. Things like tonight's TFR call. We do this every week. Multiple teams do this. The company does calls and trainings every single week. There's massive amounts of leadership development. In fact, I've heard network marketing described as the best personal development system in the world, but it's just disguised as a business. There's no inventory required. You don't have to have any inventory. There's no spoilage of goods. There's no expired goods happening on your watch. It's a drop ship business. You get involved in this business, whether they're customers or your consultants, the company ships the products to them. You don't have to worry about it. There's major tax benefits. Look up the tax benefits of home-based businesses. In fact, talk to your accountant. It's tax. We just ended tax season. Make sure next year is going to be different for you. Major tax benefits for having a home-based business. Corporate support. They do all the shipping. They have a call center that handles all calls, and they do all the promotions, and they give us trainings too. Unbelievable. And in network marketing, most companies are cause-oriented. They partner with something, some kind of charitable event, some kind of charitable organization. They're cause-based and something. So to make you or allow you to feel that you are a part of something bigger than yourself, this is a major thing as far as culture and community. Statistically, in the employee workforce, people will take less pay to feel like they're part of a company that is doing something noble in the world. Cause-driven people is becoming a much bigger and bigger demographic. And last, service-first approach. Everyone wins. They say a rising tide raises all ships. This is the only profession where, I mean, think about, before I make that comparison, think about every job you've ever had. Every boss you've ever had, every boss who had a boss, all the way up to the top. Do you think your boss's boss's boss wants your boss's boss to be as good, if not better than them? Did your boss ever want you to be better than he or she and encourage you and train you and teach you everything that they knew so you could be better than them? Absolutely not. I'm going to give you a visual of the comparison between traditional business and network marketing. Imagine traditional business is the scale up the ladder. They say climbing the corporate ladder, but there's only one ladder. And if somebody is on it ahead of you, you can't climb over them. You can't go under them. You can't go around them. You can only go as high as they go. And if they have the top job, guess what? It's not yours until that person vacates it. It's a dog eat dog world in traditional business. And if you can imagine that ladder leaned up against a wall, once the person on that ladder gets to the top of the wall, they typically grab the ladder and push it down so nobody else can come follow them, because they're in jeopardy of losing their job the more they have skilled people beneath them. In fact, it would be professional suicide in an authoritative position to teach your employees or teach your subordinates to be as good as you. In fact, it puts your job in jeopardy. Nobody does that in traditional business. In network marketing, it's the only way to be successful. Imagine that same visual, except you've got 5 ladders. Everybody's climbing the ladder. And when they get to the top of that wall, they throw down more ladders and invite more people up and encourage them on the way up. Come on, one more rung. You got this. Come on. That does not happen in traditional business. And it's the only way it works in network marketing. Once people, if they just understood that one concept, we would be flooded with people in network marketing. You mean I'm going to have people that want to help me? And everything that I do, they get a percentage of it, which means they want me to be as successful as possible. They'll train me. They'll work with me. They'll be in the trenches with me. They'll teach me. They'll answer calls for me. They'll do presentations for me. Yes, 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 yes. That's the only way it works. That's why network marketing is so much better. So the industry, that's why the industry is so amazing. Most people who make decisions about it or judge it simply don't understand it. They are making an impulsive decision rather than an educated decision. So let me give you some statistics about network marketing. These statistics are from the DSA, the Direct Selling Association. So the demographic breakdown of direct sellers in network marketing, if you look, the age between the ages of 25 and 64, it's 85% of people that are in this industry are between the ages of 25 and 64. So they're not yet retirement age, and they're just barely into their first couple of careers, have enough life skills and enough life experience to realize network marketing is a good venture. So what can we look at this graph? Women dominate the industry. 75% of network marketers are women. And women make the healthcare decisions in the family typically. So if you know women make healthcare decisions for families, you've got an ear that's understood and you have something, share with them something that can benefit them. There's a candidate right there. And as I said, 85% of network marketing sales force are between the ages of 25 and 64. People are looking for something else. Here's another statistic. This is about direct sellers. So the consultant side of this. This is last year's statistic. Well, they don't have year 2023 compiled yet. This was 2022 statistics. There was a 8% increase over 2021. Prior to that, from 2021 to 2020, there was a 9% increase. So the bottom line here is network marketing as a global profession is growing year over year. It's predictable because what people want from it, they get more of it. There's never been a greater need for network marketing in the world. And right now it's a supply and demand curve, and there's a lot of demand. Question is, how selective are people with the network marketing companies they're looking at, and how are they making the decisions? So it's a great opportunity for us. 41 million preferred customers, and this does not include single purchase customers or retail customers. This is our what we call our preferred customers or our subscription-based customers. Also increased 8% year over year on average. It's growing, and more people are looking for products that have wonderful benefits that are not sold on the reputation of someone else's experience. They're sold on the reputation of reputable science. That's what separates our company from others. You don't have to try to convince, wink, wink, trust me. Here's a brochure, check it out. Our products are backed by science and they meet needs that people have. What other company in the world can you say has a natural product that actually extends life and deals and counteracts the three most prevalent theories of aging? There isn't one. I'll save you the time. There's not another company in the world that can make those claims. That's why we are so positioned to be this. Here is the industry categories. The number one category in network marketing, 34.7% of all products sold in network marketing are wellness-based. It's the top category. We're one of the top companies. We are the top company, but we're also the company that not a lot of people know about, and that is the size of our opportunity. So we have the right company, we have the right time, we have the right industry, we have the right product line. Direct sales is growing year over year. Direct sales is another name for network marketing. It's growing year over year because it's a supply and demand curve, and the demand is there. So another key indicator. So now, why LifeVantage? When it comes down to reputation and fact-checking and real-time fact-checking and getting questions answered, this is critically important, my friends. Third-party credibility. We have an impeccable list of third-party credibility. We're traded on the NASDAQ, meaning everything we do is transparent, from our CEO's salary to how many outstanding shares to how much money we have in debt, which is we are debt-free, to how many countries we're open in. Everything we do from a business perspective is a matter of public record. Nobody has to make an impulsive decision. They can do the research ad nauseum and make an educated decision. Being publicly traded and on the NASDAQ as a tech index is very vital to us. We have the only network marketing company ever to be endorsed by a national, not a local, a national primetime news program, ABC Primetime. We're also a member of the Direct Selling Association, as most reputable companies are. We have a AAA+ rating from the Business for Home, which rates network marketing companies. We have a 5-year strategic partnership with the Linus Pauling Institute. If you've ever heard of Linus Pauling, he invented vitamin C he didn't invent it. He discovered the many human uses for vitamin C. He's kind of the father of vitamin C research. Harvard University did a study on our products on their dime at their request. We have 28 studies published on PubMed.gov. This is third-party credibility, my friends, like nothing other. Banned Substances Control Group approval. So our products are not, there's no ingredients that are kicked off by the Banned Substances Control Group. What does that mean? That means elite athletes, collegiate athletes, full ride scholarship athletes can take our products and not have to worry about getting a dirty drug test or a dirty urine test and losing their scholarship, losing their multi-million-dollar career, or getting suspended. That is very important. We are also World Anti-Doping Agency endorses our products and approves our products. So does NSF. So does Good Housekeeping. So we have world-class third-party credibility approving our products, researching our products, and approving our company, so you don't have to rely on trusting someone you don't know that well and making an impulsive decision. We have third-party credibility like no other company in our space. So here's another reason. We can't do this without you. That's why LifeVantage. We need more people that are willing to go out there and spread the word and share this amazing message with the world, because the world needs us. That is why. So why LifeVantage? Because we can't do it without you. So now let's get into and answer this last question. Why now? Well, there's some unfortunate statistics about why I'm thinking now is the perfect timing. 64% of people are fearful about their own health. And I want you to look at these next two statistics. So 2 out of 3 people are concerned, or even not just concerned, fearful about their own health. And 82% of people are fearful about the health of others. This is something interesting about humans. We often care more about others than we do ourselves. Perfect opportunity for our product to solve financial problems and healthcare problems and mindset problems. 64% of people are worried about their job security, especially now. These statistics are 2 years old. They're probably worse now. And 88% of people are worried about the impact on the economy, especially now. So these are all things that are very pertinent to now, and why solving people's problems now with what we have at LifeVantage is, well, I can't tell you it's the absolute recipe for success, because you have to do your part. But people that are willing to do their part, the resistance is almost none, and the risk is almost none. Here's some more statistics. According to a recent Wall Street Journal poll, 81% of people live paycheck to paycheck. Let that sink in. Paycheck to paycheck. They lose their job, 1 paycheck, 2 paycheck. By 3, 4 paychecks, they're going into foreclosure on their house. They're going to get their cars repossessed if they have them. Most people have a car loan. So these are detrimental problems that people don't want to have happen, but they're always worried about it. Let's give them some peace of mind. Let's give them something positive to think about. 66% of people say they need a better or second job. Again, more and more people have second, 2, 3, 4 jobs. I see so many. Well, think about this. Do yourself research. I go into Walmart. I've never seen a teenager as a welcomer. I usually see a senior citizen. At least the Walmarts, there's 3 Walmarts within about 10 miles of my house. Every single time I walk in, every single door, there's a senior citizen welcoming me there. Not because they're bored, because they need money. So we can really help people. 35% of people have a side gig or second job, and all these statistics are the highest they've ever been in world history. Again, why now? To overcome these things. So these next couple slides, and we're going to close in about 5 slides here, I really want you to get the impact. 90% of global companies are small businesses. Remember what I said about small businesses. It means 30 employees or less. 90% of the companies of the world have less than 30 employees, which means these are entrepreneurial type people. But get this, 50% of those companies start at home. 50%. of global companies start at home, which means people are looking. People are looking for alternatives. People are looking for a better fit. People are looking for a way to be part of something bigger that helps the world in need. We have health needs, financial needs, and mindset needs. I don't think there's a better company in our space than ours, and the statistics are out there, meaning it's ripe for harvest. We just have to go plant seeds. 1/3 of American adults, and this is from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 1/3 of American adults between 65 and 69. Why do those numbers stand out? Because they should be retired already, right? 65 years is supposed to be the age of retirement. 1/3 of American adults between over retirement age, they can't afford to retire, so they are still in the labor market. Give them something to look forward to. And most of them, it's because they lost their pensions. They lost in the 2008 crisis and the crash that's happening now. Their 401ks have turned into 101ks or minus 101ks. They're just gone. Give people some hope. We have the ability to do that. What about this? People are living longer. This is kind of a skewed statistic. They are living longer. It's increased over the last 40 years, about 3.5 to 4 years, but they're living longer, sicker, which means that, and remember what 80% of bankruptcies were: medical bills. And 80 or 70% of bankruptcies are from medical bills, and 80% of those people had health insurance. So these people are living longer, but they're living longer, sicker, not better quality of life. It's not health span, it's lifespan. But who wants to live sicker longer? And they run out of money because they're paying medical bills, which is why they have to stay in the workforce. We can help these people. Here's another one. We are a company ahead of its time, and I'm going to end with this. So think of this. At LifeVantage, we are literally raising up the first generation of human beings that will never have to experience high levels of oxidative stress or low levels of mitochondria, low levels of sirtuin activity, and low levels of collagen ever again. And those three things are the three most prominent theories of aging. In other words, oxidative stress accelerates how rapid people age. Low mitochondria accelerates how rapidly people age. Low sirtuin activity accelerates how rapidly people age, and depleted collagen accelerates how rapidly people age. So all four of these things individually, which are our Protandim NRF2, Protandim NRF1, Protandim NAD, and True Science Liquid Collagen, individually, they all, based on that mechanism, will extend life because they reduce what causes the shortening of life. You put them all together. What are we now able to say we can do with scientific validity? And I mentioned, again, Linus Pauling Institute. They will be doing research for us for the next 5 years. We have a strategic alliance with them. They're one of the most prestigious medical universities and research universities in the world, and we're partnering with them to do our research. So the key here is we have the ability to intervene into a massive need of human health. People are getting sicker and sicker, younger and younger, and living longer with that sickness. That's not quality of life. That's lifespan. We need to talk about health span and extending it, and we can do that with all of our products. No other company in the world has the ability to say that. But think about how simple it would be. And I read a quote this morning from a gentleman named Myron Golden. He said, "The truth is simple. It's lies that are complicated." If we can just stick to the truth, we extend life by reducing what causes the shortening of it and leave it at that. Leave it at that. No other company can say that. And it's not our opinion. It's scientifically validated. We're a publicly traded company with massive third-party endorsements at a time when more people need to know what we have right now than ever before. That, to me, my friends, is called predictable success. It's just a matter of whether or not we open our mouths and get talking, because here's the reality. We cannot solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. That's why doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, also said by Einstein, is the definition of insanity. So how about we stop the insanity cycle? And I'm going to stop sharing here. How about we stop the insanity cycle and just start helping people with what they're looking for by letting them know, 1, we see them, 2, we care about them, 3, we have options for them, and then support them and enable them and empower them and inspire them to make an educated decision. And because of this reality, I've gotten extremely more bold when I talk to people. And I'm talking to almost exclusively to doctors. And I share with them, how awesome would it be for you to say that you are playing a pivotal role every day in the extension of life of your patients, not theoretically, not hypothetically, but conclusively? How would that make you feel as a practitioner? People, they're not ready for the question because they've never been asked it before, because they never knew there was a possibility before. And whatever the answer is, some people go, well, that's not possible. Yes, it is possible. But let's say hypothetically, if it were possible, would you be willing to participate in that? How would it make you feel? Would it give you some professional validation and some professional accolades? Would it make you feel better about what you could do to humanity? They all say yes. Well, the time is now. Are you going to be the person who's going to do this, or am I going to go talk to your competitor and they're going to do it and you're going to hear about it? You've got the option now, because I haven't gone to your competitor, but I will. Do you want some information to make an educated decision, or am I leaving today and going somewhere else? And people are not there. I'm talking about colleagues, and some of these people I don't know. They don't know me from anybody, but people will respond to bold talk when you're talking about how they can benefit. I'm not talking about how they can benefit me. I'm asking them to think about how it would make them feel. What would it do to their practice? That's powerful, my friend. And people are excited about it. They're almost starving for information. Give me some information. And it's creating a lot of interest. Lots of people are leaning in. Now, are they skeptical? Of course, they should be skeptical. Every doctor who has a license should protect it with their life, because they earned it. People's professional decisions and their professional ability to do should
Hello. Good.
We owe it to them, and they owe it to
The
them.
gal that was here, that
Linda, could you
she
please
put aside for me a piece of turquoise
Sure.
in 4 or 5 days.
Sorry, Linda, I muted you. So the key here is giving people the ability to, one, genuinely make a difference. I've never met a doctor who didn't become a doctor for altruistic reasons, to make someone else's life better, and as a result, it made them better. I don't know any greedy doctors, and I'm pretty blessed to be able to say that. But I know a lot of doctors that would love to have a much greater impact if they only knew how. And in my former profession of chiropractors, a lot of them are selling things that are not chiropractic for extra money. And I'm not going to say they're selling their souls, but some of them are not happy in business. They're actually miserable in business because they don't have the impact that they want. I know a lot of physiatrists. I know a lot of naturopaths in the same boat. I was actually talking to a midwife today about and a doula yesterday. So there's nobody who's not on my radar, because anybody who's an arm length away from the healthcare field or directly involved is going to hear about this one way or the other. I'd rather them hear about it from you or someone on our team or me, because they're going to, and then we can help them make an educated decision, because literally humanity's hanging in the balance and it's getting left up to where they're going. It's only going to get worse. Medicine is not the savior. Pharmaceuticals are not the savior. They have side effects. What is the power within our own bodies, and we're the only company in any space that is honoring it, encouraging it, and optimizing its efficiency, which is why we're having the results that we're having. We have way too big of a message to keep it quiet. And I'm going to close with this. I might have even shared this last week. I had a gentleman, and it's kind of rocked me. About 3 weeks ago, he asked me, he said, "Who is suffering because you're playing too small?" And the guy I met that day on LinkedIn, we got on a Zoom that night. So talk about bold and being candid. I didn't know this guy from anybody, but he looked me in the eyes and he says, "Who's suffering because you're playing too small?" Now, not to criticize me, to help me. It was a pattern interrupt in NLP is what they call that. It forced me to think. And I was like, oh my gosh, I get goosebumps thinking about it now. That was a very profound question. And I ask myself that question every day now. Who is suffering because I'm playing too small? I'm not playing small anymore. And I encourage you guys not to play small, because there's too many people out there that are suffering because we may be playing small. And I want to help you not have to do that. And I want to help you be successful in everything that you do. It's great to see all of your faces. I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to see if I can unmute all of you guys, if you guys have any questions, or if you want to unmute yourself. I can't figure out how to unmute you, but if you guys have any questions or comments or any things I could help you with on maybe some rebuttals you've gotten, it's time to be bold, because there's literally people hanging in the balance. Their health and welfare and their finances are hanging in the balance. So thank you guys all. It's great to see all your faces. How can I help?
Great job. Great presentation and graphics. So I'm good.
You're awesome, Dr. Pat. Thank you so much, my friend. And sorry for the
you.
delayed response. It was the weekend. So sorry I got back to you as soon as I could.
Oh, no, that's okay. I
Great question,
appreciate
by the way.
your input.
Yeah. So anyone else, any questions, any feedback, any comments, anything that Marcy and I can, like I said, Marcy's in DC, anything we can do for you to help?
I have a question for you about, I've been getting a lot of people lately that they just can't afford it. And even when you try to, you know, just say, just give it a try, let go of something. And especially people that take like gobs of supplements and everything, and they're like so hesitant to get rid of or
Yeah.
to take away what they're doing. So
That is an absolutely phenomenal question, Mary Ellen. And let me share with you how I personally do it. Because first of all, think about what it takes somebody to admit that to you. That's got to be difficult. But we know that the reality of it is there's more and more people hurting financially now than ever before. And so if somebody trusts you enough and values you enough to be that vulnerable with you, I will do everything I can within my power to help that person on their level. And sometimes there is, and again, it all depends on how well you know that person. There is a way to look at if they're open to looking at what things in your life that you're currently doing, talk needs versus wants. Could you omit, like you don't have to go to Starbucks every day. We can, those kinds of conversations. But if it literally comes down to this person is already a miser, they're already being extremely frugal, they're already watching what they're spending. I will tell you guys this, and this is probably the first time I've ever said this publicly. Our products are so good. They are better every other day than not at all. So if it comes down to somebody can't afford like a single bottle of Protandim NRF2, or that's all they can afford, say, you know what, take one every other day. 15 and make it last 2 months rather than 1 month. Or if it's collagen or any product, every other day. Now, if our shampoos and conditioners, they're not life-changing. They're pretty amazing. They're activated, but I'm a fan of them. I use it every day, but that's not the kind of conversation, because that, in my opinion, it's a high end. People that are looking at our hair care, it's a different caliber of person, but people that are just looking to be well and have a better caliber or better grip on life every day, I always encourage them to get one bottle of whatever it is and stretch it out, or every third day. In some cases, I would much rather have somebody take Protandim NRF2 every 3 days than not at all. And if I let them not buy a bottle because they can't afford to take it every day, that's my failure. It's me failing them, because I guarantee this: if they take it every third day, they're going to start feeling something, probably. And they're going to, and the other thing is the gesture of me saying, you know what? Try every other day, every third day. And let's now focus on, maybe when you start having results, you can share with somebody what results you're having, and they could buy a bottle. And you can, if you're come in as a consultant, then you can get a slight kickback from that. We make commissions, and you start doing that, and eventually the commissions will allow you to buy a full bottle and take it every day. But let's start small, and then we work our way up to that. And somebody who's willing to be that vulnerable with you, if in reciprocation, we could be that vulnerable to them and want so much to help them. I think of it this way. Imagine the story that person's going to tell when they hit Elite Consultant 1 and they're walking across stage. And they can imagine how powerful they'll say, I couldn't even afford a bottle of Protandim. I had to take it every 3 days. And now look where I'm at. And that kind of a story, one or two, with just that person's story, would probably enroll a ton of people, because there's so many people that would love to be there. They just opt out because it's too embarrassing for them to say, I can't afford it. So anytime we can help people in all of our activating products. So that goes with NRF2, NRF1, NAD, Axio, and our collagen. All of them are better every other day or every third day than not at all. And they will take one Axio, for example. Or this is another thing that we've just been doing, this is having the full skincare system. Let them try ours. Do the 15-minute challenge. And then now that's it's a high-end product deal. But if we're talking about that's what activation looks like on the skin, let's get you started on the inside, and let's maybe 6 months, let's set a goal. Let's get you some money by 6 months. You'll be using this on your face every other day. You saw what happened in 15 minutes. Let's set a goal. And it's people aren't used to having people want to work with them that way. And everybody that has been that vulnerable to tell us it's a finances thing, 100%, when we flip it around, make it not the issue, that's the issue why I want to help you as bad as I want to help you, because I want to change that reality. Imagine what it would do for them when they can say, I couldn't even afford a single bottle, and now I'm putting all my kids through college with a college fund. That hasn't even happened yet, and I'm getting emotional about it, because that's what we have the ability to do here at LifeVantage. And just being a human being and loving on people where they're at, because get in where you fit in. And if it's every 3 days, it's every 3 days. Does that make sense, Marilyn?
Yeah, that's like perfect. I like that. And I've kind of tried to mention that, but I try not to do it but just do it like this. I like that it's okay to say that. Do you know what I mean? I think this is the first time that I've really heard that it's okay to do that. So that made a big difference. I like that. Thank you.
Absolutely. Because those conversations don't come up all that often, but every single time they do, there's a massive opportunity to change somebody's life like never before.
And I'd like to say thank you, Dondi, because, that's exactly how I started with you guys. It was my dog that needed the help. And then I saw that, I thought, well, if he's so good for him, what will it do for me? Right. And so I went and would get a bottle, and I'd make it last. And the same thing with the collagen. I'd switch in between Protandim and collagen, and I'd get the 10-pack of the collagen and do sips just out of each one of them. And, it's taken me a while, but, I'm here and I'm ready to be able to go and start telling now that I'm using the products even more. So thank you, and God bless you for what you're doing.
Oh, Cammie, thank you so much. And I could just tell you, but thank you for, I was hoping you'd say something. I didn't know if you would, and I didn't want to put you on the spot, but I'm glad you did, because the confidence that comes from that journey, when you get to be where you're able to turn around and help somebody through that same thing, it's going to increase that confidence again. And that is just how beautiful it is to be a human being who cares about somebody, can walk people through a journey that they don't think that they're worthy of walking on alone. And then the reality of that. So I remember that entire journey. And now look what's happening with the confidence that you have and the people that you've brought into this. It's going to be all worth it. So thank you, Cammie, for sharing that. Powerful. You're amazing, my friend. Linda, go ahead. You have a question?
No.
Oh, did we lose Linda? Let me unmute you.
Sorry.
There you go.
I'm on my phone and it's like crazy. Sorry. I have 2 customers who are very loyal, dedicated to the products, but they're on a very strict diet. I will say keto probably, and their feeling is that the collagen has got so much sugar, they won't even really look at it. So I've even talked about, as you recommended, 1 tablespoon a day, and they just can't. Any thoughts? I mean, they're both on Vitality Stack. I am moving them to include the NAD because they need it.
Okay.
But any thoughts on that restriction?
Yeah, whether it's keto or paleo, or people are looking at the high glycemic index sugars, massive diluting it, and and making, just add a bunch of water, and like 3 times as much water, so they can just separate it and then stretch out the 1 bottle over 3 days, because they're going to get some benefit. And now in this, and it depends on if this is a lifestyle or if this is a short-term thing for a few months to get to the body shape they want or lose the amount of fat, and then they're going to go back on it somewhat of a restricted, or if it's keto, is going to be the lifestyle.
Lifestyle. They're very much dedicated. Count all the numbers. But I'm going to try that. Thank you.
That, and because it is a lifestyle, there's some people, I mean, some of the strictest people and the most committed people to health and wellness are the foodies. And sometimes it's say, look, make this be your one vice. It's not going to throw off of your results from keto, but
That's a
dilute
good
it
point.
down and spread it out, because the benefits of this are better than not having it all. And if you can imagine depleting your body or not wanting to take in the sugars, but by not taking in the sugars, you're also choosing not to activate your body's natural collagen cycle. What's more important to you, increase collagen or in taking in sugar and ruining your keto? So it's just sometimes just walking them through and giving them permission to be a little creative and diluting it. So it's a little less taxing on the body from the sugars perspective.
Thanks. That's
But I
great.
appreciate how committed those people are. So it's definitely something I want to walk them through. 'Cause they'd be better off with more collagen anyway.
So,
I did the
to
one. Great.
Dr. Dundee, I want to actually do a chart relative to the you know, the issue of sarcopenia. And if you explain to people in that age group that you're going to lose your muscle mass and your strength unless you're super doing what they're doing. So they can be doing keto, but if they're not getting enough protein, they're going to lose their muscle mass, which then is going to decrease their metabolic ratio
Yeah.
relative to also losing the collagen development. So if it's approached from that perspective of finding that balance in life or doing it for a short term, but yeah, I like the idea of diluting it, but do we need to dilute it that much is the question. I have people who are diabetic, and that's not such a big sugar boost for them, relative to just experimenting with their keto diets. But the sarcopenia and the collagen, I think it's going to make a fun graph to illustrate for people.
Yeah, it's common enough in certain communities like the keto community, the paleo community, where it gets brought, and in some cases the diabetic community, it has been brought up enough that I'm not violating my NDA on the scientific advisory board in saying this, but we have talked about, can we look at, because we've done some preliminary studies and there is no noticeable glycemic spike in the blood after taking collagen. So even though there's sugars there, it's not causing a glycemic spike in their blood. But it is something that it's on preliminary studies. It's not a big broad spectrum study, but on whether or not there's enough rebuttal or concern or pushback that would warrant going into a deeper study, so we could actually have published results saying, well, yes, this is the sugar content, but this is actually what's happening inside the body by taking it and giving them some kind of empirical data to make their decision with. Right now, it's just hypothetical and based on the scientific literature that's out there and their concern, but we'd like to put something to it. It's just a matter of how soon we can do that.
And I would like to say that the one thing, I am right now on a no sugar diet also. And the thing that made my mind change about doing it and start drinking it right now was because I knew of the benefits, but I told myself that it's fish-based. And it's really not sugar-based. It's got a sugar flavor, a fruit flavor, but I'm off of all fruits also. So when I thought about, well, the benefits of it and the fact that it's really fish, then I was okay with it. And my mind would say yes. And I felt so much better because I'm on such a restrictive keto diet right now, right? So it's always that mind shift sometimes that'll do it too.
It's incredible because mind over matter is such a real deal. It's why the placebo is, the power of suggestion. They tell you this, it's really a sugar pill, but you take this and it's going to have this outcome, and your body will create mind over matter. But there's something called nocebo, which is the exact opposite of placebo. It's actually illegal. So for a practitioner, a doctor to tell a patient, if you take this, even though a sugar pill, it's going to cause cancer, that would be illegal. Because again, it's mind over matter, and we do have the power of suggestion in the human body, whether we believe it or not. If we believe it coming from an authority, the power of our subconscious mind will actually manifest it. And so when you can have that little discussion with yourself and walk yourself through subconscious conversation of, it's not sugar, it's actually from fish, your body will probably have much less of even if it was sugar, and where it would create a glycemic spike just because of that subconscious programming, I bet you would dramatically limit the glycemic spike. That's how powerful our mind is over from healing ourselves to convincing ourselves to walk. I mean, I went to a Tony Robbins seminar and walked over 3,500 degree coals for 60 feet and on bare feet and didn't even get a burn on the bottom of my feet. That was mind over matter, but it took me 45 minutes of mental preparation before I did it. And behind me, I dropped a piece of paper and it went up in flames like crazy. Didn't even get not even a blister on my feet. You can't explain it scientifically. It's just the psychological aspect of mind over matter. Walked 60 feet and I walked across it. I didn't run. Walked across 60 feet of 3,500 degree coals, red hot, white hot coals. It didn't even singe the hair on my legs.
I did that too.
You're a fire walker too. That's awesome. Awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. So it is the top of the hour. I got to jump off. I got another Zoom, but thank you all so much for attending. Hopefully this was valuable information to you. I'm going to now post it onto the YouTube channel. I'll be here probably in about an hour, but thank you all so much. We'll see you next week. Marcy will be back. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Love you all.
Love you